Becoming a family caregiver is one of the most meaningful roles a person can take on, but also one of the most misunderstood. Today, more than 53 million Americans are providing unpaid care to a loved one. That's nearly 1 in 5 adults. If you're a caregiver, you are far from alone, even if it feels that way some days. From the outside, caregiving looks like helping someone you love, driving them to appointments, preparing meals, checking in regularly. It sounds simple until you're the one living it. At Caring Senior Service, we've walked beside thousands of families over the past 30+ years, and we've seen a pattern. Most new caregivers are unprepared for what this journey really demands. Some of us were family caregivers ourselves before joining this mission. And even with experience, we weren't immune to the doubts, exhaustion, and heartache that come with caregiving. This video will share 5 of the most important lessons we've learned, not just from our professional caregiving experience, but from the real stories of families we've supported nationwide. Whether you're just starting out or deep in the trenches, we hope this gives you not only insight, but some peace of mind too. And we want this to be a conversation, not a lecture. So if you're a caregiver yourself, please take a moment to drop a comment below. What's something you wish you knew before becoming a caregiver? Your insight might be the encouragement someone else needs today. Let's dive in. Number 1, you can't pour from an empty cup. One of the first lessons we wish we'd learned, and something we now tell every family, is this: your well-being matters just as much as your loved ones. We've seen countless caregivers run themselves into the ground out of love and responsibility. And while that dedication is admirable, it's not sustainable. Burnout, depression, and physical illness are all too common among caregivers. In fact, recent research shows nearly 40% of caregivers report high emotional stress, and many provide over 25 hours of care each week, often on top of a full-time job. Self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. Whether you're caring for a parent, spouse, or friend, you need moments that are yours. A walk, a nap, a phone call with someone who listens. We often coach families to create care calendars, scheduled breaks and resets, even if they're brief. You're not a machine, and caregiving is not a solo act. What we've learned, taking care of yourself isn't a luxury. It's the fuel that allows you to keep showing up with compassion. Number 2, you will grieve the living. This one's heavy, but essential. Caregiving often comes with grief, even when your loved one is still alive. It's a quiet kind of mourning, grieving who they used to be while adjusting to who they are now. This is especially true with dementia, Parkinson's, stroke recovery, or general aging. With nearly 7 million Americans living with Alzheimer's today, millions of families are experiencing this quiet, ongoing form of grief. We've heard from so many families who feel confused or guilty for feeling a sense of loss. But that emotion is real, and we name it anticipatory grief. You're grieving changes in memory, personality, independence, or connection, even as you remain present for them every day. Through our one-on-one coaching, we remind caregivers, grief doesn't mean you've given up. It means you care deeply, and you're adjusting to a new reality. Helpful strategy: keep a journal to acknowledge both what's changed and what's still present. Those small moments of recognition or joy are worth honoring too. Grief and love can, and often do, coexist. Number 3, the healthcare system won't guide you. If you're expecting the healthcare system to give you a clear, step-by-step guide to caregiving, we hate to say it, but you'll probably be disappointed. Our team has worked inside and alongside the healthcare system for decades, and the truth is, it's fragmented. Families are left to navigate appointments, insurance, prescriptions, discharge instructions, and medical jargon largely on their own. And with over 70% of adults over 65 expected to need long-term care at some point, most families are thrown into a complex system without a roadmap. That's why one of the first tools we help families create is a caregiver binder, a centralized place to store doctor's notes, medication lists, emergency contacts, insurance paperwork, daily care routines. It's not just for organization, it's your power. With good documentation, you advocate more effectively, reduce mistakes, and build trust with medical providers. Don't wait for someone else to hand you the answers. Start building your system from day one. And if it feels overwhelming, you're not alone. There are resources like our care coordinators who can help. Number 4, you'll second-guess yourself constantly. And that's okay. One of the most universal emotions caregivers share with us is doubt. Did I make the right call? Should I have pushed harder? Did I miss a sign? Am I doing enough? These questions can spiral, especially when the stakes feel high. But here's what we've learned. Doubt isn't a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're deeply invested. We've supported thousands of families, and we've yet to meet a perfect caregiver. That's because they don't exist. What does exist is a community of people doing the best they can with the information, energy, and love they have today. If you find yourself second-guessing, pause and ask, was my decision based on care, safety, or love? If yes, then it was the right call for that moment. And tomorrow, you'll learn and adapt again. What's helped many caregivers we work with? Talking to others who've been there. Sometimes simply hearing "me too" can bring immense relief. Number 5, you deserve support, even when you think you don't. Lastly, the lesson that caregivers often struggle with the most. You are allowed to ask for help. We've seen it time and again, caregivers shouldering every responsibility, thinking it's their duty. And yet, nearly 1 in 4 caregivers report having no additional help at all. That kind of isolation isn't sustainable. But caregiving is not a solo performance. It's a team effort, even if your team is just 1 or 2 people, or a home care service like ours. Support comes in many forms. A friend who listens without trying to fix, a sibling who handles the bills, a professional caregiver who gives you a few hours off each week. We urge every family, make a list of tasks that others could help with. That way, when someone says, "Let me know how I can help," you'll be ready. The truth is, accepting support doesn't make you less of a caregiver. It makes you a stronger one. And we're here to back you up. We've spent over 30 years working with caregivers from all walks of life. And if there's one thing we've learned, it's this: you are not alone. Caregiving can be overwhelming, emotional, and uncertain, but it's also one of the most human, compassionate things anyone can do. Let's recap the 5 things we wish we knew before becoming family caregivers. You can't pour from an empty cup. You will grieve the living. The healthcare system won't guide you. You'll need to build your own map. Doubt is normal. It means you care. Support isn't optional. It's essential. At Caring Senior Service, we're not just professionals. We're part of your caregiving community. Whether you're looking for practical tools, emotional support, or in-home care services, we're here to help you navigate this path with confidence and care. If this video resonated with you, please share your thoughts in the comments. What do you wish you knew before you became a caregiver? What advice would you give someone starting today? Your wisdom might be the one thing someone else needs to hear. And if you found this helpful, please consider sharing it with a friend or loved one. Caregiving is hard, but none of us has to do it alone. Thank you for being here. Take care of your loved ones and yourself.